Selfishness. That word in American culture has bias written all over it. What does it mean to be selfish? In American culture, it means to only think of oneself. That is the only American definition, culturally speaking. But there is another kind of selfishness, and it's not the bad kind. It's the kind of selfishness where the individual walks the earth and focuses only on the things that matter to him or her, neglecting what others want or have, but staying focused on the goal of self-interest. Why is this so important? It's important in so many ways. First and foremost, the mind is not preoccupied on what others are doing or have. This is, by virtue and principle, a waste of time and prevents the individual from obtaining their true desires. There is this concept of dealing with canines. They can only focus on one thing at a time. My dog eats her food, and if I pet her, she stops eating her food because she has to focus on that single task of responding to my affection. This is how dogs operate. They are not multitaskers, and they don't need to be. We think we need to multitask, and we know our bosses wish for us to do so. Inherently, there is nothing wrong with it. But on a personal level, occupying your mind with anything other than your self-interest prevents you from achieving your goals, much like a dog. So what does selfishness really mean? It means self-interested. What it doesn't mean is a lack of consideration or sympathy for others who are struggling. This is the false narrative in American culture. To be selfish means you are morally bad and not a part of the common good. Let me start by saying there is no common good until someone makes something common. This is also hyperbolic virtues ingrained in American culture, that you live your life in we and not me, as the me is bad, for we are wretched souls. To think in these terms is out of context of the characterization of wretched, and it has nothing to do with being self-interested. There is no common good. When did common good knock on your door? When did common good make you chicken soup when you were sick? I could go on, and sometimes people do these things for other people, and there's nothing wrong with this type of behavior. But humans don't run on the gasoline of common good. They run on the need for security in a world that won't feed them unless they work, won't give them a roof unless they buy one. This is our central motivation, and nobody will provide this for us. Therefore, the need to be self-reliant, self-interested becomes imperative. This means being selfish. These are just words we use to imply meaning to a context. But the point of the matter is, we have to stop allowing this word to have a biased interpretation. Ayn Rand wrote a book called The Art of Selfishness. If you read reviews about the book, you will get some rather positive takes on the point she is trying to make. But there are some rather cultural bias comments regarding the intent of the book, which makes this entry important. Why so? Because our culture is selfish, yet wishes for you as an individual to give up your right to be selfish and self-interested, because we all work for the common good, right? No, we do not. That is a lie. Common good comes second to self-interest. After I am fed, you can eat if I have leftovers. That is the American way, and it's the right way. There is a way of thinking in this life, and I wish to point it out as specifically as I can. That is a disease. The disease is a lack of thinking, a lack of understanding the world, a lack of knowing how to obtain resources. And oftentimes, these are decisions made by the conscious mind, most notably in grade school, of the desire to know something, anything for that matter. Pride in your math skills, writing skills, public speaking skills, critical thinking skills, etc. These are often left behind in grade school for various reasons. But blaming the public school system is a good start. But that's not what I want to talk about. I wish to focus on the individual's choices to work on those skills. It's called desire, and the greatest killer of a desire is the implication that you are wasting your time, so why bother trying? It's a disease. What I have learned in this life is nobody is granted any silver spoon. Most of us have to work to obtain anything. The real point is you have to look under every rock for what you are looking for, much like an inventor going through 700 versions of his invention, because that's how life works. You have to seek in order to find. But most Americans want to seek once and have their golden chalice. This is why understanding and motivating oneself should be under the umbrella of being self-interested. It's the beginning point of motivating the human mind, a reason to get up in the morning because it's about you. Our American culture would have you think otherwise. It would rather have you focus on how bad you are, how much the opposite sex thinks of you as being self-centered, and how your only alternative is to become a joiner. These are all lies if one begins to find that motivation to improve the social skills and seek each day as a selfish endeavor in this world. It's a lifestyle, not a hobby. It's the only thing you need to think about when you wake up and set your head on that pillow. Being selfish is the pathway to happiness, but it's only achieved when you focus on improving yourself, your skills, your attitude, and your decisions. If you truly wish to be happy, be selfish. This means live by yourself as well, as others may not appreciate the Michael Jordan level of focus you have. They may just call you selfish. That's when you smile, take the 3-point shot, swish. This is the virtue of selfishness. Try it sometime.